fellow shavers, it's Chris, GearNoir on theshavingcadre.com. Unexpected second video for the week. Well, there's my dog too. Maybe expected, but I had a special package in, was it yesterday? I picked up from the post office from the good Sir Monkey on the Shaving Cadre. A couple weeks ago, he messaged me just before Christmas and said, hey, how would you like to try out an RX? You know, the Asylum RX. I've seen numerous other people in the cadre use it, a couple Daves and whatnot, but I've never entered any pass-arounds or borrowed somebody's razor like that. But out of the blue, Monkey just messages me up and said, how would you like to try this? And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess that would be nice. This is something I wouldn't be able to try normally. I'd never be able to buy it, at least not at this point. I could be setting myself up for major disappointment, liking something and not being able to get it. But if you want to do it, I'm not going to say no if you want to pass it over. So sure enough, he did, and so that arrived yesterday. Will actually arrive Christmas Eve, but then there was some mix-up with the post office. I waited as long as I could Christmas Eve, but I had to leave to go out of town, and they delivered it right after that, or tried to, and then I had to reschedule delivery for the day after Christmas, but nothing ever showed up. And so I finally just went to the post office and I said, where the heck is my package? I didn't say it like that exactly, but sure enough, there it was waiting for me. And it wasn't just the RX, it was a few razors actually that all of which I've never gotten to try. So two of them, or at least one of them, I'll be using today. It is the Klaus Tornblum. It's a Swedish steel barber notch razor. I think this is a 5/8, and I don't know if you can see, but look at the hollow on that guy. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but super thin razor. Small. It was a little hard to strop actually. My grip kept slipping up toward the blade. I mean, there is a little thumb place right there, but this is probably the smallest straight that I've shaved with so far as blade goes, and definitely very smooth. It looks really nice. This is of course a vintage Swedish. Just a little bit of staining on the blade here and there, but it's shined up really nice. It looks really sharp. In case I do have to abort, I'm hoping I don't. I've never shaved with that kind of razor before. I think it's a frame back. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I've got the world's cheapest toggle. If I think this is what I think it is. John picked this up a number of years ago, I believe, and got a really smashing deal on it. Quite surprising if you've ever heard the story. I'll leave that for him to tell. But I've never shaved with a toggle. It looks kind of like a Fat Boy on a different stick. So I've got it on setting 3, and if things go south, I'll be using this. But for my soap today, I'll be using CBL Roasted Oatmeal Stout. I've got 2 aftershaves to enjoy after I do my lather soak and witch hazel. I've got first Lucky Tiger, nice orange, dark orange scent. Doesn't last very long. It's kind of a skin soother, healer. And then I've got my Ogallala bay rum and sandalwood to finish it off. And of course, Big Bruce. So I've got those waiting in the wings, and I do want your input on what to do next. I've got a nice feather pro blade that I've been using. It's pretty tame right now, so I could use basically any of them, but I've got also the Asylum RX that we did talk about, the planned one. I've got an aluminum General. I've got a brass General that's been plated over with I think he said nickel, I can't remember. But that's been plated over, and so I've got that. So I've got the two different Generals, and I've got the Occam razor. It's the version 2 with the mild plate. I guess there's 3 plates for the Occam, noted by dots. I guess this is the 2-dot plate, considered medium. And was that it? Yeah, I think that was it. I can't remember right now. But so I've got those to go through. Let me know what you want to see next. I'm thinking kind of split the Generals up a little bit. And those are fairly mild shavers, so I'm thinking maybe the RX next. I'm going to try to give each at least a week. I'll video each at least once, probably my first use, and then that same video I'll go back in the razor I used for the last week, or however long it is. I'll kind of recap like my feelings on it. But anyway, it's 6 minutes. I better get something started. I do have to go to work. I won't be talking too much, or we'll see about that, but my last video was just a couple days ago, so you pretty much know everything that's going on with me already. Just been batching it, me and the dogs, but let's see what kind of lather we can get going today with this glorious roasted stout. Because I've never used a straight exactly like this before, that's so small and shiny, and this specific type of hollow and build, I wanted a good soap, so CBL definitely fits that bill. Eliminate variables. Have as many constants as you can. Always a good rule of thumb when you're trying new stuff. Generally, the suggestion is don't try more than one new thing at a time. And that's a good suggestion. I mean, obviously, if you're just starting out, everything's new. But once you have some knowledge of a product that you're using, you know how to use it well, or at least you think you know how to use it well, it's a good starting point for when you try new things. A little bit more water. We got a good lather on the face so far. I don't know if I have enough product in the brush. If I have to make more, I'll make more. At least that's what I tell myself now. All right, see where that gets us. As some prolific YouTubers say, clear the runways. All right, Here we go. Nice wood scales on this guy. I doesn't know, look like they're treated, maybe just with mineral oil or something. Spacers, bronze, as are the pins. At least, yeah, looks like bronze pins there. Very nice. The Klaus Tornblum. Yeah, that's a sharp looking razor. Alright, here we go. Very light. Very sharp. Felt the wet immediately. I don't know if John owns his own razors, but that's a good edge. He said he hasn't used it in a while, but CBL washes off very nicely. Blade is super thin, much thinner than the other SRs that I have. It was very light and nimble, as small as razors should. Probably hear the cutting. Sounds like a pretty loud razor. Once again, I just realized I didn't turn my phone on airplane mode to keep out notifications and stuff, so I'm sorry. If something pops up. Alright, not a bad first pass. I just felt comfortable for the most part, a little scrapey here and there. I can't rest that the normal way, the blade's too light. Give me just a second. Alright, wash this off. Usually when I rest it on my shaving tray, it's got a little plastic lip that sticks up off the tray, and I rest the razor so like if this is the actual razor and then this is the scales, I'm able to rest it like this, and it kind of just stays there. No danger of falling, but the blade is so light on this one that the scales are tipping it, so I can't rest it that way. Alright, pass 2. A little bit of difficulty on my care area there. The whiskers are pretty tough. All right. All right, so right now I'm definitely at CCS. Got to try that third pass. here we go. This could get a little hairy. I mean, there'll be a lack of hair, but hopefully by the time it's all done. Let's see. All right, that's the easy part. For these other areas, I don't exactly go against the grain because I can't. At least it's not comfortable and I cut myself a lot. So I do a modified against the grain combined with the across the grain. My leather's drying up a little bit. Yeah, that's not comfortable. Could be the edge isn't as good as I thought, or just the style. Sorry, I know the video is running long today. Tempting not to flay my face. Okay. I think we're gonna leave it there today. Use the nice soft towel. Not a good towel. I'm not gonna be like that Don guy. I think I got everything. There we go. Wash this off and do some post shave. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So lather soak done, witch hazel done. I'm gonna put on some Lucky Tiger now. Speaking of Lucky Tiger, one thing I forgot to mention in my last video about gifts and Christmas was that my wife got me a little sampler pack of some fragrances. I had La Lobo Bergamot 22 or Le Lobo, something like that. And it's got YSL La Homme. It's got Mr. Burberry. It has, oh, what are the other ones? Ferragamo Uomo. And gosh, what was the last one? I can't remember, but there's like 5 cents. And oh, duh, the one that Lucky Tiger reminded me of, it's got Terre de Hermes. So I've used 3 of them. I've used the Uomo, and I've used the Lullaby Bergamot 22, and then Christmas Eve I used Terre de Hermes. And you know, the Lullaby and Lullaby, whatever it is, and the Uomo, those were okay. They're kind of unisex fragrances. They're not like offensive or overly feminine, but they are kind of bordering on feminine, as most I feel unisex fragrances do. Almost a perfume, but I mean, they're both pleasant scents. Otherwise, one was kind of on the vanilla side, another one was kind of like on the green-ish side, but the Terre de Hermes, that is some good stuff. I am so glad I got to try the real stuff on that. I mean, the clones that we know of when we shave, like Fine, L'Orange Noir, and CBL Orange Dirt, and even Lucky Tiger a little bit, those smell really good. They're all their own kind of own spin on the scent. But the real juice is just amazing. It lasted almost all day. I kept getting whiffs of this really nice orangey, dirty fragrance, and oh, so good. If I ever get the chance, that's definitely gonna be a buy. But anyway, that was my Lucky Tiger. It just popped into my head. It was a very nice surprise from my wife, who I don't normally get things like that from. Not because I'm sure she wouldn't like to do that for me, but gotta shake up the Ogallala. Where do people come up with these names? I don't know. Anyway, Yeah, it was a really nice surprise. A couple days before Christmas to have that and be able to play with that. But all right, that's my shaved for today. So first thoughts, the Klaus Tornblum 5/8, really nice looking razor. It is kind of small. It's hard to strop. The edge on it, it felt really good with the grain, and for most of the across the grain, the second pass, but that against the grain pass gave me a little bit of irritation. I can feel it on the corners of my mouth, a little bit under here, and even on the cheeks, which is my easiest part to shave with a straight. But no blood loss. That was good. So what I'm probably going to do, I will save the toggle for its own week of use, but I'm probably only going to do 2 passes with the straight until Monday is probably going to be my next video. But 2 passes with the straight, and then I'll finish up with the game changer, just like a normal day that I would do with my feather and the game changer. But otherwise, a really nice razor. I don't know if that size is for me. I'll give more thoughts hopefully Monday after I've used it a few more times. But thanks again, John, for letting me do this. Folks watching, you can check us out at www.theshavingcadre.com. I'm GearNoir there. Please let me know if you'd like to see a certain razor. Once again, I've got the toggle that I have to use. I've got the Occam version 2 razor. I've got 2 Generals, the aluminum. I think it's the aluminum. There's some question as to that because it's not black. It's actually, it looks like a stainless head, but we're not sure. John said it's the aluminum, so he's the one that bought it. I guess I have to go with what he says. And then there's a plated brass General and something else. I don't remember what it is right now. In fact, I'm gonna go look. Okay, we can go look. Jog the memory. But I must be getting old, which is funny because everybody makes fun of me for being so young looking. Sucks to be you guys. No, I'm just kidding. But it was the Asylum RX, duh, the razor that started this whole thing. So the RX, 2 Generals, aluminum or brass, and I've got the toggle, and I've got the Occam version 2. Let me know which one you want. So far I've got votes for the General, I've got a vote for the Asylum, and I've got a vote for the Occam. Nobody wants to see the toggle, I guess. That's okay. You're going to get it eventually. But yeah, so let me know. It's good to be back with you. I'll hopefully see you again in a few days here as the new week starts after the weekend on Monday. That'll be, oh gosh, that'll be New Year's Eve. That's coming up fast. This whole week is blown by, and being a bachelor and playing PS4, it's like I'm a teenager again. But okay guys, I'll catch you later. Have a good rest of the week and a good weekend. Bye.